Most people have this misconception regarding what self-improvement actually is. Most people hear the word self-improvement and they think of people who have good diets, who go to sleep early, who work out very intensely, who take cold showers, who are disciplined, who do all these things that are physical, external, that have to do with the physical state of being and the physical appearance. However, you can be doing all these good habits with dieting and whatnot and still not be on self improvement simply because you're missing one of the fundamentals of self improvement. And that fundamental is the spiritual journey. It's the training of the mind that comes with improving the self. Now, admittedly, the majority of people who are all in self improvement understand that this isn't the case. This misconception is mostly held by people who are outside the community of self improvement. Because the majority of guys who are actually in the self improvement community, they understand how important it is to train the mind. They understand that training the mind is just as essential, if not even more important than training the body. And so, what happens? What do these guys do? They meditate, they journal, they read books, they watch full guides, they get spiritual coaches and teachers. They watch these videos on philosophy and spirituality to become better people, to understand what they want. They do these activities that train the mind and they consume all this content to gain more knowledge, which is a good thing. Consuming content in and of itself is not a bad thing. However, the majority of young guys go overboard with their content consumption. Instead of, like, let's say we have Joe, this average guy on self improvement, and he needs this much information to actually grow. In this space, he has one or two books, maybe a full guide, and maybe just one video, maybe just one bit of advice from his mentor. Whatever it may be, this is how much information he needs, how much knowledge he needs to grow. But then, after consuming this bit, instead of getting this bit of knowledge and applying it, he consumes another book, another podcast, another two podcasts, another full guide, another five videos, TikTok self improvement videos, motivational quotes. He's consuming all this content to the point where he's wasting time. Everything after the space that he needed, everything that came after this little block, is just filler. Even if it is productive, even if it is valuable information, he's wasting more time consuming than he is actually applying the knowledge that he needed. Because now, okay, sure, he knows about the life of David Goggins, he knows about the best protein food to eat. But what he needed was the information on meditation. He needed the book on purpose, and that was it. What is he doing over here talking about diet? His diet's already good enough. He doesn't need to focus. We'll come to this when we need it. For now, we need to focus on this, on applying this knowledge that you needed the most. And so that is the message of this video. Focus on application, not on consumption. Because if you consume, you're going to end up in this vicious cycle of consuming, moving on, consuming more, moving on. And this cycle is not going to get you any progress. Where in contrast, if you focus on consuming, applying, and then moving on, you will see by far, you will see so much more progress and you will see faster progress as well. Imagine if I have this stack of books up there, right? Imagine if I read one book and then moved on, read the other one, moved on, and I just read all the books in the span of a week versus reading one book, applying all the information, then moving on, reading the next book when I needed it, applying the information, then moving on, doing the same thing for all of them. Granted, I'm reading them at a slower rate, but I'm making progress faster because in the former situation, what I'm doing is I'm just speeding through everything. So none of it is sticking in my head. None of it is making it into the actual, like, I'm not actualizing any of the information, any of the knowledge I just gained. The whole point of knowledge, the whole point of books and these full guides and these self-improvement videos is to transform the knowledge into experience. It's to transform the knowledge that you gain from them into material, not material, but into results, basically. You're not just supposed to consume and then move on. If you do that, it's no different than watching entertainment, where you watch a whole 40-minute video of somebody playing a video game and you get absolutely no value from it. So, like I said, consume, apply, and then move on. This isn't to say that you have to stop reading forever, because if you've been watching my videos, you've seen that stack of books up there gradually get larger. So clearly, I'm still reading, I'm still consuming content. But the difference is, I'm only consuming when I know I need it. When there's a specific thing that I'm struggling with, and somebody's already written a book on it, or somebody's already made a video on it. That's when I consume. When the knowledge I'm receiving is going to go into my brain and then directly into the real world when I apply it. I'm not just reading books for the sake of entertainment, for the sake of feeling productive. I'm doing it because there's something in there that I need for my own growth, both external and internal. So you don't have to stop reading books, but just be mindful of controlling the flow of knowledge. Control how much is going into your brain so that you don't get overloaded with all this information that you don't actually need. So for your actionable step, focus on that. Get the lessons you learn from a book or a video and then apply it starting now and focus on applying it until you fully mastered it. And only then, only once you feel that you've gotten the hang of it, can you move on to the next thing. Can you focus on reading that next book? Because it might feel slower for the first few days that you do it, but I promise you, or maybe even for the whole duration, maybe you just feel so unsure of it. But trust me, if you do this first, if you just focus on mastering one book at a time, mastering one full guide at a time, versus consuming and consuming and consuming all these things at once, you will see so much more progress and it will come to you faster. You just have to trust yourself, trust the process, and make sure that you're not overloading yourself with all this unnecessary junk. That's all for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, basically interact with my videos so they can get more attention, they can get in the algorithm and get seen. I have a Medium page. I post articles there that are sometimes exclusive content, but on similar topics, and sometimes I post the script for my videos, mostly for my video essays. But there's value to be gained over there. So if you're more interested on the philosophical side, on the socio-political side, you can definitely check that out. And with that, that's all I got. Have a good night wherever you are. Have a good day or night wherever you are. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.